Hi, my name is C. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so hello. We'll figure this out as we go. I was recently tagged. Recently as the time of filming. This is actually going up 2 weeks later. I am currently trying to record ahead of everything because I'm going on a trip at the start of August, so I want to make sure I have stuff recorded for you guys to still watch. But anyways, that's besides the point. I'm doing a WIP and chat, yeah, tag, because I got tagged by Lena and Stealthy. Lena, the Library Diamonds, and Stealthy, the Stealthy Crafter, in Katie's Diamond and Washi's mid-year freakout diamond painting tag. So I thought I should have about like half an hour to get this going, I think. So I just thought I would take some time and go through this tag, and I am always a sucker for a good tag, but I always feel weird just like jumping in on them without a tag, so thank you, ladies. Anyways, I should probably tell you what I'm working on. This is Morning in a Pine Forest from jadedgemshop. This is a WIP I have for Katie's event. This is the artwork here. So massive kit. It has taken me forever to work on. As you can see, it is just confetti heavy and a lot, but I've been really enjoying the colors in this one. That's not what we're here to chat about. I'm going to jump right on in, and if I have extra time, I will just chat, I guess. So here we go. The first question. Favorite kit completed so far in 2025. So for me, I would have to say, I quickly took a peek through my album and looked at my completed kits, and I have to say my favorite so far is probably Dragon Spirit by Margaret Morales. If I remember, I'll put up a picture, but it is just such a gorgeous kit. It's from Diamond Art Club. Like, the rendering is lovely. The artwork is just so soft and pretty, and I am a sucker for Margaret Morales kits. I truly love them so much. So yeah, I have to go with Dragon Spirit as my favorite kit completed so far. There was another one that was really close though, like Springbringer. That one was, even though like the winter part of it almost took me out, that one was just a lot of fun to work on with all of those, like, the iridescence. So pretty. Anyways, the second one is favorite new release kit or accessory so far in 2025. So I figured I would do a couple of kits that I'm super excited about. Because one of these is a piece that I was really, really excited for when Diamond Art Club announced that they had signed Margaret Morales. And that is Dark Lilith. I originally did that one from DIY Moon Shop, and once they signed Margaret, I knew I had to get that piece when it was done by Diamond Art Club, and I had no problem redoing that image. Like, it is such a gorgeous piece, and I watched Katie's video comparing the two, and I have to say, like, that is so wild. I experienced the same thing too as her. Where, like, I thought is that what it's called, DIY Moon? I thought I'll just call it the old version, because now I'm forgetting, and I don't want to say the wrong shop name by accident. I remember that old version being, like, absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. It was well rendered. And then I watched her video of it, and I'm just like, oh. Am I thinking of the same kit? But I guess that's just how memories mess with things. Memories and emotions tied into events. I guess. So anyways, that was probably my favorite new release this year, just because I'm so excited to work on that kit again. And I saw her finish too, her and Natalie, and both of them are just so pretty. It's such a pretty kit. I am so excited to work on it and see the colors. Like, the colors are so vibrant. Anyways, I can ramble about that for ages. The other thing that I'm really excited for is Lyra the Lavender Witch being licensed with Diamond Art Club. This was not an artist that I actually knew about until she popped up in voting, and another friend was sharing her account and other works by her. And I have to say, like, I really like her style, her watercolor effects, like just how soft her pieces look. And there is something to be said about not having, like, having people in paintings, but not having to do their face. Because when I work on kits, I look for details, especially people. I look for detail in hair and face to be really well done. Like, those are my two for portraits that I look at every time. If there is something wonky in the eyes, in the hair, then I typically don't work on that portrait. Just like, those are just two things that really stand out to me, and I really like when they are done well. So having Lyra just be like the hair detail to be concerned about is really, really nice. And her stuff is all witchy and it's pretty, and I like her stuff. So yeah, another thing, another new favorite release, I guess, which technically is not a kit but an artist. I guess I can work in that the Lavender Witch in summer to get me that loophole for kit. Alright, you know what, I didn't number any of these. 3, biggest disappointment. I really had a hard time with this one, because I try not to look for disappointing things in all of my kits. Like, I try to see the good. Like, alright, maybe this rendering wasn't perfect, but these colors were fun, this part was fun, I really like this, you know, like, I try to see the good in everything, so it's not just like, that sucked, because I get in ruts when I do that. Anyways, so biggest disappointment was really hard to think about, but then I remember, I absolutely adore Jade's kit. I adore her rendering. This is nothing against Jade. I have all the kind things to say about Jade's kits. Her spring mystery would probably fit this question, only because, and I talked about this in any point that I showed that kit on my channel, only because of the background in that the Crafter's Den spring mystery, number 2, the Chrysabug. Because I loved it. The specials were so much fun. But the confetti of it just being like 2 colors really was a struggle to motivate myself to work on it. And again, I really love Jade's kits. I love these mysteries. I will continue to buy them, even though this one, that was kind of like a not a total fan of it. I will still buy every single mystery kit that Jade puts out for the Crafter's Den. Like, you cannot stop me. Actually, that's not true. There's one artist that I know people love, but it's just not my style, that I probably wouldn't get. But like, she has very, very pretty artwork. It's just not something I know I would enjoy working on. So anyways, that would probably be my biggest disappointment. But then I also put down, like, I wrote these questions out with how to answer them. But then I also put Missing the Night Melody from Margaret Morales on this list because I bought the mystery box, but it wasn't in mine, and I am just disappointed. So maybe that should be my biggest disappointment instead. Because let me tell you, I am so sad that I cannot find that kit. And if I do find it, it's like a bundle with a kit that I already have, or people want like 300 USD for it. I'm like, I can't afford that, and also, no thank you. So I'm just kind of sad that my Margaret Morales collection is broken. Maybe one day it'll come up on D-Stash for a decent price, but, you know, I'm still sad about it. Okay, next, biggest surprise. See, this one was when I had a really tough time trying to figure out how I wanted to answer it. Just because, like, I don't know what type of surprises there are in diamond painting. I guess artist release, images releases, that type of deal. So I really struggled with answering this one, but I figured, so I have my diamonds beside me. There it is. But I figured, probably the biggest surprise was my experience with a few kits. I worked on some mini dazzles. I worked on the little, sorry, I'm drinking milk and it's making me burp. I'm so sorry. That's too much information. Okay, moving on. I worked on several mini kits this year. I worked on the Spy Family stands from DIY Delights. Absolutely adored those. I worked on the One Piece sticker set from them as well. Absolutely adored them. I had some minor issues with that set, just like I ran out of DMCs or had the wrong color. But I still really loved working on those sets. And then the mini dazzlers. Now, I put this as big a surprise because typically I don't work on mini kits. The process of kitting them up to me always just seems so tedious and annoying because, like, I kit them up, I work on them, and then either the same day or the next day I'm kitting down. So I typically don't reach for small kits because I'm like, well, this is 2-3 hours wasted just putting diamonds in containers and then taking them out. So I spend more time setting it up than actually working on things. But I actually really enjoyed working on those 3 sets. So maybe I'm just not working on the right mini projects. So that's something I want to look into some more. I keep seeing all the Diamond Art Club, like their little mini landscapes on Amazon. I'm like, I really need to get my hands on those. The only reason I haven't yet is because if the US Amazon has more than the Canadian Amazon, and going through the US, I guess Canadian as well, you would still have to pay shipping, but once you add in like shipping and duties and that, there's an extra $60 on those kits, and I'm just like, I'll just wait and see what goes on the app. I have only purchased one of the kits that actually hit the app, so I need to just buy them, but then I'm also hesitant because, like, typically I don't enjoy the little kits, but the little landscapes are cute. Anyways, okay, I'm going in circles. But yes, that was my biggest surprise, was enjoying those little mini sets. So the key takeaway is I should work on some more mini kits to break up these massive ones. All right, next, favorite new to you shop kit or accessory. Well, I also wrote down I worked on my first DIY min kits. Again, that was the Spy Family stands, the One Piece stickers. Those were a lot of fun, and I really want to order some more stuff from her, especially the free run kit. Gosh, I want that free run kit so badly. And she has some really cute, like, stands, like the crystal stands. Stealthy worked on one of those, and I really want it now. Thank you, Stealthy. You are evil. No, you're not. But, I also tried out a new accessory. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. Where is it? Actually, I can do both of these. Okay, I don't buy a lot of, like, putty or waxes because once I add them to the cart, like, one of these things would be like $5, and then I add them to the cart and shipping is anywhere from 15 to 20. I'm like, that's a little ridiculous. So I don't, it's not the fault of the small shops, it's UPS just being stupid with their shipping. I'm assuming it's UPS. I hate UPS. But the main takeaway was Elissa did a de-stash of some accessories and putty, so I finally got to try out, like, painting with pitties, like Pitty Putty, Merry Mud, Pure Bliss Wax Co. So these were nice to have and try out, and I totally love all 3 of them. This one might be my favorite for my climate. Like, I found, so far this one works the best, but I wonder how these hold up in winter. I don't think this one will work in winter, but I don't know. I'm speculating. But these are all really nice to work with, and I am so happy I was able to try out some new shops that way. Thank you, Alyssa. But yeah, and I totally want to get more from Pure Bliss Wax Co. I don't know if those other two you can still order from. I have to look into that. But I totally want to get more from Pure Bliss Wax Co., especially some of their summer scents. They seem so nice. So I guess that's a new favorite small shop. New or current favorite artist. So my new fave might be Lyra. However, that does not overtake Yume or Margaret Morales. Those two will always be my favorite artists. But I guess I can add Lyra, the Lavender Witch, onto that list. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Yeah, Yume and Margaret will always be my absolute favorites. And of course, like Carissa Bug and Roy Trin are on that list too. They both have some really gorgeous artwork. There's probably others that I'm forgetting. I think there's a Jade artist that I really, really like, and I just can't remember their name right now. What is that chocolate? Jade has an artist. They have chocolate in their name. They recently had an Eevee kit go up for sale, and then the derpy cat from K-pop Demon Hunters, which I bought the day it was added to Jade's site. I need that derpy cat in my life, so there will be an unboxing of that whenever it shows up. But that's another artist that might be one of my faves. I'll have to see. That one's questionable yet. But I do really like their work. Alright. New or current favorite genre or theme? I will always say that landscapes or fantasy pieces are my absolute favorites. I really do like landscapes. I don't know, there's something just so peaceful about them. They're high confetti, which is something I do really like, but I know not a lot of people do. So landscapes are probably my fave. Anything fantasy, give me dragons, witches, magic, all the good stuff there. And I say this knowing that I've been working on a lot of portraits and I guess technically angels would be like a still life moment. And I've probably worked on, this might be landscape number 2 for the year. Maybe? Possibly? So, I'm going to work on more. I'm actually going to kit up, I think, Tennessee River Sunset. Not only is that one of my project kits, it is also one I would like to work on for Drills and Chills. So, landscape number 3 for the year. And that will probably be the final landscape for the year. Unless I'm blanking on something. Sometimes I work on a kit and just completely forget I did it. Anyways. Why the lawnmower? Always with the lawnmower. Kit or diamond painting experience that made you happy. I have to give it to Dragon and Books. That kit is just absolutely adorable. It is the sweetest little image. It has 2 of my favorite things on it. And I actually worked on that one on my birthday, which in itself isn't special. But it was just like a nice day to sit and relax and just kind of work on a kit and listen to a book. So I guess it was kind of the entire day of just being by myself and working on a kit that made me happy. Especially since it had a baby dragon. That was one that I did that whole start to finish video on, which I really want to do another one of those. I'm just trying to figure out which kit. But then I also kind of want to kit up one of my chart to arts and do like a start to finish. Tricky. Actually, I don't know if I would call it the chart to arts a start to finish or if I would do them as like a time lapse. They're pretty much the exact same style of video. realistically. We'll see. We'll see what I do. But yes, that was probably my... kit that made you happy. Yeah. And then I have kit or diamond painting experience that made you cry. This was another one where I sat here and I thought about this, and I don't have an answer for this one. I'm gonna put a little yet beside that one. But I tried to think about it. I'm like, yeah, I get sad, but I don't ever cry over a diamond painting. Like, happy or sad, it doesn't matter. I don't think I've ever cried over a diamond painting, so I'm just kind of like, meh. This one was really hard to answer, but I will say, whenever I get knowing myself, if I ever get enough treasure quest cards to redeem them for a custom diamond painting from Diamond Art Club, I have an image in mind. I really debated on two of them. I was going to either do my cat Bandit. She passed away on Halloween, I guess 2 years ago now. Which I will forever say that was probably... Okay, this is morbid. Don't yell at me for it, but that was probably the best day for her to pass. Only because it suited her personality so well. Please do not shoot me for that one. She was an absolute devil of a cat, and I mean getting into everything. She was mischievous. She was all over the place. And she was also the sweetest little baby with me, and she'd be my reading buddy. So I say that Halloween was probably the best day because of her, like, high energy, mischievous nature. I do dearly miss my cat. just so we're clear here, like, I really, really do miss her. So probably getting that custom done and seeing that rendering would make me cry. I almost guarantee it. It's the one reason why I haven't gone and done it through, like, jadedgemshop or something, was because I can't even... The picture I want to do, I have a hard time looking at without crying. As is. And it's already been 2 years. I can't imagine trying to work on a kit of my cat. So yeah, that I will give you I will cry when I look at that kit, if I ever get enough treasure quest cards. So yeah. Anyways, and no, I'm not putting up a picture of that custom, like, any kits that I mention, I'm going to do my best to pop in pictures. I'm not putting in a picture of my cat because I will just start bawling while editing, so we're skipping that one. Sorry. Okay, most anticipated kit for the second half of 2025. Why was I gonna say December 2025? Second half of the year. It's such a stupid note. I put down any D&C kits, so any of my Halloween kits for Drills and Chills. Which I guess technically makes sense. I get so excited for Drills and Chills every year. I get to pull out all my spooky kits, and it's a great time. Yeah. I might just leave it at that, though. Well, actually, you know what? Lavender Witch, I've already mentioned this kit, might be my most anticipated for this next little bit. Only because I'm so excited to, one, have that artist out. And it is, like, it's a Halloween kit without being, like, in your face Halloween, so it's really pretty to look at. I mean, all Halloween kits are really pretty to look at. What am I saying? But I love the purples in that one. It's more landscape than witch, though, which, fine by me. I'm excited to work on something landscapey. I don't know, I remember unboxing it and really liking the colors in that one. So that might be my most anticipated. But I'm also getting very, very close to 200 kits done. Like, this one, depending in the order of things when I get it done, would be 177. So I might, depending on the kits that I work on, get to 200 by the end of the year, or at least start it. Who knows if I probably won't finish it, but I could start it, considering, yeah. So that might be a most anticipated kit, which will totally be a art kit. Actually, you know what, I think I've already decided for 200 I'm gonna work on In This Moment by art, the blue violin one. Aw, dang it. So yeah, that's probably my most anticipated kit for the second half of the year. I guess 2. Okay. There is a little thing that says, hold on, I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, cleaned up. There's a little thing here that says bonus. Overall goals check-in for 2025 so far. So here we go. Overall, absolute fail. This was not a good idea on my part. So I'm just gonna show you my logbook and we'll go through my goals together. My first one was 1 small shop a month, which honestly, you know what? I think I'm doing pretty, where's my thing? I think I'm doing pretty good on that. The blue is Diamondart Club. Any other color is a small shop in my mind. Yes, Diamondart Club is still a small shop in the grand scheme of things, but I guess that's how it's sorted in my mind. So I think there's a lot of jade, but there's still like some other ones sprinkled in, so I think I'm doing pretty good at that one. Goal number 2, work through my stash, has not happened. If you can see the bottom here, let's just take a peek at these center numbers. Now, this is not a break. This is just to laugh. Like, the first month, so on track with this, working through my stash. And then it just slowly, oh so slowly, just keeps on creeping up. And that's not me bragging. That's me just being like, there is so much artwork that I would love to work on, that I just keep buying it. So I am not working through my stash at all. And then my third goal was one WIP, one project at a time. I currently have 4 WIPs. So I have 2 just general WIPs and 2 event kits, and not a single project one kitted up. So I completely failed at that. Yeah, I really failed at my goals. I mean, I still have half a year to get this back on track, but there's no way that I'm actually getting to the work on my stash portion of that. So, meh. I think that's all I got. I mean, that's all the tag questions. I'm not gonna tag anyone. Lena went in and tagged like a dozen people, which is all others that I would have tagged anyways. And I don't want to be the person that just keeps poking them and be like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do this. So I'm just gonna leave it here. If there's anyone in Lena's video who hasn't done it yet, you should do it. Okay. Anything else that I have to add? I know I said I would chat a little bit about what's going on, but I think I'm gonna save that for my vlog. I'll say this week, but to you guys, and when I actually post this, it will be like a week ago. So yes, I'm going to leave this one here. Once again, thank you to Katie for creating this tag, and thank you to Lena and Stealthy for tagging me. But I will leave this one here. I would love to know your answers to these. Either make a video, answer in the comments below. Doesn't matter to me. Just let me know your thoughts. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!